Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Dire team pick.
Dark Seer.
Needs assassin. Earth Spirit.
Dire team pick.
Pudge.
Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. Radiant team ban.
Game apiece, and I'm Lyrical, joined as well by Trent. Trent, seeing sort of similar things, but a couple of interesting picks here. What are your thoughts?
Oh, I think that this gauntlet of a day and gauntlet of a whole group stage and whatnot is finally coming. It's crazy. It's been a lot of fun going through all these matchups. Darkseer Pudge once again here from Comanche, and we did see the Terrorblade banned out, witnessing his presence. But Dire side, Pudge and Darkseer, we'll see if there's any pulling shenanigans happening. Overall, though, that the Rot plus Iron Shell is just gross.
With, and we've seen it work out pretty well. I think that Chubash is a pretty competent Pudge. He's been having a great game pretty much every time we've seen him. Vega Squadron, likewise, though, they're always in a position where they want to come and contest those pulls. And we did see in game number 1, the Earth Spirit went over there trying to block out the side camp. And the other thing about Comanche really is that we've seen them send their safe lane hero, their position 1, to the off lane and just try and really, I guess, exploit the shrine's placement there and how safe it is. So I'm curious to see who they stick up there in that lane.
Yeah, it also tends to give a good time to Hakan there. So if they were giving him like the Omni Knight in the previous games, it helped out a lot there. And this time it'll be on the Darkseer. So we can expect a pretty decent timing on our mechanism. And then his following up into the Arcane Boots. And it's always great to have a mech when you have a Pudge, because obviously for his biggest damaging spell, the most annoying stuff about him, he has to lose HP, so you always want someone to help out with the sustain, and he's just very difficult to bring down and obnoxious, so I'm digging the synergy we got going on here. Our next rounds of bans feature some of our more OP heroes.
10 seconds remaining.
Our snipers, our weavers, our ember spirits, our dazzles. No crazy strategies evident so far. I mean, maybe like wombo combo kind of stuff could come out for a Darkseer lineup, but you also could go towards that PA, and just a Juggernaut even will be very strong right now. And there's our Rubik too, the other forgotten support, and not willing to be banned out, and he just shows up in like every single game.
It's everywhere, and I mean, I think that he's a great hero. I haven't seen anything that.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Witch Doctor.
Radiant team pick.
Oh yeah. Yep, they've seen both supports from Vega Squadron, so they're happy to pick up
10
their secondary
seconds
support
remaining.
here. And concerns so far, not the
5
best
seconds
lockdown whenever you're going
remaining.
to draft the Witch Doctor. He's really good against early push. He's great against Chen-style lineups. But you can run into some trouble if
Dire
if you
team
need that like instant hex or something like that from some of your more mobile or annoying heroes. And Juggernaut is one guy who in the core role can take good advantage of that. So we'll have an option here to send that either mid or safe lane, depending on what they feel is going to be stronger. More than likely, they'll be looking to
10
just have him as an
seconds
option to
remaining.
match up against the Darkseer. So it'll probably be our safe lane Jug in this case.
And then the
Radiant
immediate
team
answer, they take the Ursa. This
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I would be totally fine with being this Ursa. Get an Iron Shell on top of you.
5
You also
seconds
get the
remaining.
Surged by your Darkseer, which can really help out before you have a Blink Dagger in case you want to go for like one or two early ganks.
Reserve time.
And then just more control for Roast. Yeah, that is a good
Dire
ban.
team
Taking care of
ban.
that Alchemist.
Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining.
And now it's a
5
tough call too, because I
seconds
really want to
remaining.
see his Invoker again. I don't know. I thought he played it so well, even though they lost.
Reserve
He's kind of a
time.
badass, so I wouldn't mind seeing that come up from ILTW. The Shadow Fiend is there again, which if we want to go back for those Wombo combos, yeah, that'll be the choice.
Radiant team
I
pick.
do like the Invoker though, but his Shadow Fiend was pretty fun. I mean, those were pretty disgusting, and I like that he played very aggressive with the Blink Dagger, and so much like Vega Squadron did last game with the Ursa and the TA, the Shadow Fiend and the Ursa this time will be looking to sync up together and try and get a
10
lot
seconds
happening around the
remaining.
map, facilitated by a Pudge and a Darkseer, and all sustained by a Witch Doctor. So
5
solid lineup,
seconds remaining.
solid draft here from Comanche. Various aspects to it. Team fight. It's got a little bit of split push idea if like you want to itemize for the
Reserve
Shadow Fiend,
time.
as well as just general like hooking and picking people off here. So Vega already likewise looking the same way too, though. Yeah, I actually I don't mind that. I think the swap would be pretty sick. G Queen of Pain.
10
Yep.
seconds
There's
remaining.
still G Invoker as well.
Templar
Be okay.
Assassin.
And yeah, let's go back for the TA though. They know the matchup they're gonna get. It's gonna be a Shadow Fiend again. We'll see if there's just as much bullying coming from Seneko as there was in the previous game, and it does help them control up Roche. So second game in a row, G will be on this.
Ten seconds remaining.
Oh, thank you. Excellent. Yeah, yeah.
5 seconds remaining.
It's always good to see the development of these teams throughout these qualifiers. I feel like Vega Squadron have really come together a little bit more as a cohesive unit. There were some struggles early on, and they're playing a lot better because this was a game, that last one, game number 2, that they might have just given up on before this, going into this one. I feel like they've definitely been playing a lot better just by virtue of playing through these qualifiers. And I guess likewise for Comanche as well.
Dude, did they have these sick banners last game? I missed these. These are awesome. Comanche.
Oh, those are really cool.
Like, what the hell? Those are so sick, dude. They got
That's
like
the best.
dangling feathers. God damn. All right, I'm impressed. Shout out to the art person who's working on those.
Definitely. Not
Vegas are
something that-
more of the classic style.
Oh yeah. Well, and you know, you got to have the classic against the new school. Look at that shark.
The young kids.
30
Yeah.
seconds to battle.
New Kids on the Block. That was the band. Wow.
That was a band. Well
Yeah.
said.
They weren't very good. They weren't the best. Yoma dropping down some wards. Was this scouted? It looks like they might have caught a tiny bit of vision of Rubik in there, but
It's like they're just
Maybe
kind of
not.
sitting here, like, so guys, how do you want to screw over the Shadow Fiend? Like, should we pull Ancients, or should we just run at him with an Earth Spirit? Do you want to do both? Well, luckily, once again, as you had pointed out, Archer are considering leaving this Ursa down bottom. We'll see if oh, he's on the run.
yeah, bear on the run.
He's out of there. He's going top.
Interesting. So they decided to switch it back up, and now they're going to stick Hone in the bottom lane. So
Oh, look, he was gonna do this mid pull with the Pudge too. Good call by
my
Seneko
God.
to block this.
and he should be able to get out of here. Doesn't have a TP, but Misha went to go check. He's not going to be there. Chuvash. He's
What
like,
the hell?
What happened? What's going on here, mister? Yeah, now they see Seneko, and that should signal to them not where we want to be.
Oh, and he
Interestingly,
Sentry too. At least he wasted one. It's kind of good.
damn. Seneko going to take a couple pot shots as well from LTW, but already a better game. He's able to get a CS from this, and should be okay with Misha hanging out in the area. And this means that you got a one-on-one matchup of Nyx versus Arc. Bottom lane, Ditya should be able to have an okay time against Hakon, but likewise, Hakon probably will be able to get a good amount of experience. But they're going to be able to get this secondary pull that comes through
Are
now.
they? Oh, that last tower shot.
Very low. Oh, they got it.
I guess the golems, right? It's a mud golem anyway. Haha! Would have just had those guys to help out, but
No.
So there's our obnoxious pull.
Ooh, mid lane, they dive for it. Seneko maybe in some trouble. One raise, do they get a second? And oh, just outside of range. Oh God, he's on 9 HP. Do have another hook here though, and this might be what they need. Oh, nice dodge by G. Just barely able to get out and immediately over to the shrine.
Yeah, he made a couple nice plays there too. A little bit of a body block there onto Misha to stop that last right click from coming out and killing Seneko. So saved. Mid lane will be recovered. And Chuvash comes a little bit deep here, eyeing himself a bounty rune. He'll find it.
Yeah. Easy peasy for Pudge. This one up, should have rot soon. And in the meantime, you do see the wraparound Seneko has a haste rune, waiting to see if there's a courier that's going to come by, but will not be the case, as LTW going to get a couple denies in here as well. Man, is he going to get all of these? At least disrupting it, though.
Surprised Rubik's not just down here doing pulls. It's because, like, down at the tier 2. Well, I mean, why not? Might as well just go get some experience. It's very unlikely they can kill a con. Just going to keep pressuring in Ditchara. He has forced out the healing ward, though, so you likely know he will start getting pretty aggressive, and that's probably why he's over here right now on the Rubik.
Yeah. And not great farm so far for Darkseer or levels, only at 2 at this point. But that's not absolutely terrible. I mean, you compare that to the Nyx right now, he's up at level 3, so should be okay. I think the Darkseer can catch back up later also if things get a little bit too scary. Yeah, just going to send out another one of those little ion shells.
They got phase boots now, though, and he has no boots.
Running, balked in actually. What? All right, Hakon pulled back in now and is going to TP. So that is a pretty smart heads-up play there and going to get back home.
Yeah, close. Smart play to not just immediately lift once he was going for the surge too, which some people might have, just because he was tanky enough that I'm pretty sure he would have lived anyway and just gone for the TP even earlier. Like, at least that was the closest way to try and get the kill. So either way, he gets zoned out, doesn't get any experience, so still not even getting to level 3, and Ditchara's already halfway to 5.
Tower is under attack.
So this is your whole Juggernaut counterpick against the Darkseer working out. This is the the opposite of what we usually see from them, where they're not giving any real space over to their Darkseer and their off-lane hero in general. And it is going to open up the way a little bit better for Arc than usual, though.
Meanwhile, mid lane, they found ILTW. Going to get body blocked here. The lift back. Sioma also going to find him, and they do get that kill. First blood drawn by G. Is that Maledict going to kill him?
That was the last one. Close one, though.
G gets a regen rune to boot. Ugh, that hurts. He's been getting some good luck. Is not having as good of a time as he did last time, though. 18-6 versus the 17-5. Be worse.
Yeah, this is just a game where both side lanes, Dire have a great matchup with the Ursa versus the Nyx. They're happy with that because the Nyx can't ever overextend or can just get burst down quick. And the Raiden have a nice matchup with the Jug against the Darkseer. So position 1's getting plenty of space, no real concerns. Opens up the supports to move mid, and that's why we just constantly. I feel like there's always like 6 heroes here. Right now it's just 5, you know, on the lower end.
Well, Pudge was hanging out back here as well, so
yeah, we'll call it 6.
And it was actually a nice little move by him. He drew everybody over this direction. They are going to drop another ward down Sioma.
Yeah, he definitely saw that ward that he placed, though.
Yeah. Place one of their own. Chuvash might realize that if he spots the Rubik now and realizing where he would have placed the Observer ward.
Yeah, he did go with a little bit of a unique one, though, down on the lower end of that. Won't spawn any rotations in between, so this does still open up the paths for Chuvash. But much less likely to get deboarded.
Yeah, and with Pudge down bottom, that does also mean that G can play a little bit more aggressively there. Pushed out his whole creep wave, and now is going to head off into the jungle. Should be safe. And it just doesn't feel like Comanche right now have a great way to rotate in and make stuff happen. They're just sort of waiting for those items to come online. Might be a while.
Yeah, it's pretty much all items for them, unless they can just like smoke into hooks or something for Chuvash, I suppose. But on the Radiant side, mostly about the levels, as Mag is closing in on 6. And he'll likely head mid with a Vendetta, but at that point, it should be very obvious for ILTW what'll be happening, and probably just be jungling or somewhere else safe, as Chuvash will hook him in just to speed things up a little bit into the shrine. Gonna get the mana back anyway, why not?
Yeah, not bad. And see also they're setting up down here bottom. Misha not going to be scouted out by this creep wave that's pushing into the tower, and this might actually make Ditya feel a little bit more safe about where they're at.
Oh, mid lane, ILTW.
Now wrapped around upon, is in some trouble, goes for one raise. Is it going to be enough to kill off Snako? No. Snako lives, but over to the side, Ditya Ra. Alright, goes for the spin. Hakon selling the bait. And that should be enough to get the kill. So yeah, they're going to take down Ditya there. Good movement.
Mag rotation. Oh, it expired!
Oh my god. Cone, is he gonna drop? No, able to get away. Mag in trouble. Oh my god, the Iron Shell should have been enough, but able to find the kill. ILTW, nice rotation.
Funny.
And now Sioma pulled back in as well. They have the rot damage, but the stun's gonna come.
What are
not
the
able to TP out. That is absurd.
It expires the moment he goes for the Carapace. Oh, that's depressing. I would be so tilted if I was at Nyx right now. What are the odds of that happening? Complete turn down the gag.
Thought he just didn't get into range, but yeah, like being able to expire.
I think that's what it was. I think it just happened to dissipate right then. Either way, went for the slick play. Did not pay off. And a very nice play as well, though, from Akon to juke back down the other way. And kept him within range, popped out another Iron Shell, and guaranteed his team got the kill.
And that sort of spells the difference between what was starting to be a bit of a snowbally situation for Vega. Granted, it's still very early on, but don't want to be able to let that Jug just farm with impunity while you're also losing mid. G has been really just putting on a clinic with this TA all day long.
I know, he's a little behind. He's about, what, 1,500 gold behind last game? How terrible. Yeah, he's on top of net worth, but just...
Right.
I mean, where's my 14-minute Link Deso?
Oh, speaking of which, maybe in some trouble. Chuvash, they catch him. Wow, nice hook there, and that is no way out for G. That is going to end up being a kill. Also going to take away the creeps, because why not? Well, Ditya Ra gets hit by that stun, and it looks like they should be able to back out of here. Picking up a bounty rune to boot. Arc is trying to get Roshan down. Okay, Sioma is going to end up getting hit by the level 6 Chuvash. And suddenly, Comanche, after what was a pretty terrible start, are looking 1,000 gold into their own favor.
A couple quick turnarounds in the bottom lane. They come up here, get a few more. Great rotations from Chuvash. Played so well last game of the Earth Spirit, and now showing up again here on the Pudge. His Tranquil Soul Ring, couple wards, got a smoke to keep up this aggression. And one more solid pick near the mid lane. Could easily mean Roche might want to get some sentries down. I'm sure they're aware of TA traps being a possibility here.
Yeah.
Did you happen to catch that highlight from our DAC Europe counterparts with Team Nip and that insane Coddle Blast out of the pit thanks to a TA trap from Koifa?
Oh yeah, that was great.
Oh
that was a great one. I watched
that was
it live.
Insane. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I had it on my side stream just muted, and then I just looked over. I was like, oh my god, what was that? I had to go back and rewatch that one.
Yeah, that was a great time. And granted, no Coddle in this, but showing again the power that TA trap can give you if you have full vision as you're trying to go in for Roshan.
Yeah, this game will mostly be Seneko probably capitalizing on it.
Yeah. Well, in the meantime, bottom lane going to be pressured in. Vega Squadron, very capable of doing this with Juggernaut level 8 already, and anybody showing up at this point probably just going to get Omni Slashed. But is Comanche feeling comfortable with this, at least for now? They want to wait until they get those items up and online.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Well, they've got a little while to go before Vega will be marching on top of them. Still waiting for this Blink Dagger. G does have an ancient stack, though. And so perhaps taking this will be enough. He can start signaling to his allies, like, hey, I'm about to have my Blink Dagger. Like, just start getting ready. Make sure you save your Vendetta. I want to come too. Kind of make something happen here. They have a smoke as well on the Rubik. Maybe making their way down towards G right now, actually. And just really starting to prep up this Blink Dagger for something good.
They know what's going on, possibly, though. There's... Oh, maybe they don't. There was a smoke that's just holding Misha and Chuvash, but with the movement of Shadow Fiend, they should expect something coming their way now. And pressure going to be applied. Nobody else showing on the map. You can see that in the meantime, Seneko and G are just going to press this tower.
Chuvash, no observer either. Just fishes. Won't find anything, though.
Yeah, and that very clear what's going on now. TP rotations are going to now start to move, and Chuvash looking for another hook, has it off cooldown. Seneko backs out, knew it was coming the other direction, and well, Vega are just reading them like a book. They've also caught onto Arc now. The Ursa left alone, the Meld Strike as well. Damage coming out, they pull him back in, and Enraged TP, is it going to be enough? Really? What? Oh my god, damage mitigation, please.
Wow. I'm surprised.
All right, and then they end up finding the kill in the mid lane too. Sorry, I was too busy just looking at Ursa.
Yeah, that's fine. That's understandable. I mean, 80%, it's a hell of a lot, it turns out. And I mean, it's an Earth Spirit. I'm sure it's fine. Nice snag.
Yeah, great indeed. And now the tier 1 tower going down in the mid lane. The fact that Ursa lives through that, really frustrating for Vega, I'm sure.
I thought it was going to be just a clean pick there, so Tichira comes to help out mid. He's got a salve, so he just tanks away for a bit. Takes a couple right clicks and raises from LTW.
G, in the meantime, takes down the tier 1 tower top, so just musically moving around to each and every one of these lanes. It looks like we are going to have the Blink Dagger coming out soon for Ursa, so a lot of potential for a fight there. And also, of course, we've seen time and again the Centaur Conqueror stomp after a vacuum from Hakon. So there's a lot of team fight potential on this Comanche lineup if they manage to get a good initiation.
Yeah, the fact, even though they didn't kill Ursa, just the fact they sent him home too. Like, he's now just getting the Blink Dagger, and he was pretty close when he left up there. So the Blink Dagger on G will help him get out of there up top. And we'll see if Mag can find anything for her to come back on and try, but scan spot, she's still doing the camp, or at least that's what they think it means.
Yeah, and they're looking, actually going to run right into him. ILTW, but the cask they needed, hook a little bit off the mark. Arc does not have that blink yet on his person, so the chase onto Mag, Witch Doctor ulti, oh god. Too. Oh, Comanche, that, it's a rough one.
Nice. Nicely done.
Bottom tower.
Meanwhile, bottom lane, Ditchera doing his thing. There is an Ursa and a Pudge this game, though, so certainly not a free game to just go full-on split push spin TP mode.
Yeah. Can definitely pick them all off. But like guys, I mean,
has
We
fallen.
saw what that damage mitigation could do from the Ursa at least. Mag gonna go back in. They dropped the sentry ward. Oh god, that would have been the moment. I feel like they don't have that momentum with their lineup. They don't have any of the sort of ability to take a fight right now, whereas you take a look at what Vega Squadron are throwing out, and they can just get active early, pressure all these towers, and Comanche, they don't have a response.
Yeah, it shows the power of heroes like Earth Spirit and Nyx that can just initiate with nothing but levels.
Yeah. They did get the blink
this
down.
This is their initiation.
Surge
Just
forward, block
running
for a
at
second, could impale onto two. Omni Slash now down as well. ICW, but a good stomp, able to separate it. It's not enough though, and now the cast bouncing as well. They have the Maledict onto G, trying to bring him down low. They had the Iron Shell there as well, pull him back in. Nicely played by Chuvash, saving the day. Another impale goes down onto Misha, doesn't want to fully commit for that one. Pudge chasing down Ditya. Has another hook in 2 seconds, so the Blink Dagger spelling the difference is they're going to be able to run down Mag, I believe, as the hook and everything else is there. Yeah, Cask doesn't get killed off by the creeps.
I would call it surprising that went so well, considering they're like surging arc just into them, and they have to fight people that way. But Chuvash comes in a little bit late to the fight, but that one hook really helping. He's able to clean up G because, oh, how about another one?
Taking Sioma, why not? Arc takes that kill. And you do have heroes that are not going to be back up for another 20 seconds. They're just going to go for the shrine and immediately back in towards Roche.
I don't see it. It's a little bit obnoxious though with that bird. They don't really have the best way to deal with it. I don't know where it is. Could be anywhere. Unless they can actually see the bird. Yeah, he's trying to find it. He doesn't know. That will be the end of it though. So they'll just send the Witch Doctor down bottom. And Misha maybe missing the memo. He's like, oh wait, we're Roshan?
Let's do it,
guys. Got my urn.
Don't worry. I'm on my way. But Roshan's gonna fall. And this is the turnaround point that we've been waiting for Comanche, the lineup that we knew eventually was gonna have that potential. But G has a Blink Dagger. So how do you see these fights working out?
Yeah, didn't really get the best chance to use it last time, and man, he got really hurt now. Oh, okay, I thought I was going insane for a second there. So he's almost dead. So let's get the other Midler Hammer in his backpack.
Yeah.
I don't know, Snako, he's about to build into his Midas, so we're a ways away from him having his own Blink Dagger. It all comes down to, I guess, Mag and his scouting abilities. They've been dropping a lot of sentries down the dire side, keeping this Witch Doctor pretty poor.
In this best of 3 to determine who it is that's going to move on to the playoffs, facing off against Effect, and seen some really good stuff from both teams throughout this qualifier.
Yeah, things fairly even right now for sure, I think. Just a lot of this coming down to who can get the initiation and the lockdown for their massive damage dealer. A little bit of an advantage, I would say, to the Dire right now, just with this Ursa and Shadow Fiend. They're both feeling pretty strong at the current moment. Just the power of raises right now, max level early on to the game. And Juggernaut, just for the most part, Digiraw relying still on Omni Slash to be his big burst. And it'll be Mag trying to hold people down for G. That is 3 heroes.
Going for the fight. They get the cask onto 1. Mag immediately going to end up breaking that, though, and maybe, possibly, can they get the kill? No, they get him. Well played. Chuvash quick on the mark, and now chasing further over to the side here. They're not going to be able to kill off Ditya Ra. LTW just going to be forced back to get some Ancients, but a nice little pick.
Yeah, a little bit too worrisome for Vega unless they feel like they have an advantage. Can't really take a fight up against that Aegis very easily. And GG's so close to the Deso that he just wants to finish that off. But oh man, that net worth chart is kind of scary. That big gap forming between the Darkseer and the Nyx Assassin making all the difference here.
Yeah, that to me also is feeling like the team fight difference as well, because we've seen Hakon make so much of an impact on these Darkseer plays, going for that helm first and picking up, you know, a bunch of different creeps at various points. So kind of got answers in a way for the lockdown, and we'll have to see what Vega Squadron's answer is going to be to this group up and push.
His Blink Dagger is going to be so clutch on that Darkseer.
Oh, Chuvash looking for Ditya, has the angle, not quite there. Ditya going to be able to escape. Oh, he's not going for a TP actually, and well, they've got Ursa in the area as well. Ditya still trying to run. He has his TP off cooldown, but didn't want to use it. Basically afraid of any follow-up from Pudge. Sioma being out, they got him. Oh no, did have the vision right there, it looked like, and damn.
Nicely done, nicely done.
Did they have the vision? I don't think they did actually.
I didn't see it. I think it was just the hook leftover remnant vision thingy that happens. Just a good hook. And yeah, Ditchera, his cooldown his TP was like cooldown for like 1 second. That was what happened with the spin.
Okay.
But either way, he lives, so don't matter.
There to keep me honest.
I don't want to confuse the people.
Absolutely. A 4,000 net worth lead.
I still can't explain the double boots Chen, so I won't try to. That's pretty good.
So how much of this are you feeling like is reflected in the score? Is Vega Squadron really far down right now, or do you feel like they're still in a decent position?
Oh. All right, never mind. No worries. No immediate massive bash coming out there from Ursa, so Rubik will live. I would say like 60-40, nothing too crazy for the Dire side right now. I think that's fair. The Aegis is expiring soon. Probably not going to get much more out of it, only a minute to go. And Radiant, they will back into this top position.
Snako, they're going to, I guess, cut the creep wave here with him. And going to bring in another TP. There's no way for them to stop this, though, so... It's back out and away with Nyx Assassin continuing to be a little bit of a thorn in their side.
Gold and sweet.
At some point, they got to start thinking about a gem, I would imagine, but maybe just going for a couple more of those sentry wards around the area to make sure they don't set up on them when they're in the position fighting around a tier 2 tower.
Jeez, Mag's got to be thinking, like, does he see me right now? Like, he's just walking right behind me from Con, but... we do have the mechanisms, so this will be the game plan then. Instead of going for like a blink dagger and trying to initiate over the towers or anything like that, it's going to be more of a passive style here. And just rely solely on Pudge, who almost gets one. And as great as that one would have been, not going to find it.
Yeah. So pressure up in the top lane. You see that Vega is going for this split push style though, and you have Manta style as well as the Helm of the Dominator on Ditchera. So this is going to be a lot of damage quite quickly.
Yeah, this is...
They need to respond to this.
Dude, if Snako can find some TV cancels too, they have vision of him though with the wave.
Oh my god, they're looking, but he already used his boulder smash. Didn't end up connecting anybody. Chuvash looking for the initiation, pulls back in Ditya. He's going to be controlled and brought down here, I do believe. No way out for him. Oh, a really unfortunate combination there. And on the other side, Ark ends up taking down Sioma, so really, really bad play right there. Not bad play necessarily for Vega, but unfortunate timing.
They went risky. I guess they felt like maybe they'd commit longer or something like that down bottom, or perhaps they felt that Snake will be able to reach that gap. But with the Midas, no blink dagger yet, no real chance of canceling any of those TPs. So heavily punished here. Gives even more goal. He just finished Mechanism, and now Hakon's already almost up to 650, 700. He'll be into that blink dagger soon, assuming he wants that and not Greaves, but. I feel like once he has that blink, they'll have that last piece of the puzzle they're just missing, like some actual solid lockdown to allow Ark. Because Ark, you know, he's not an initiator. He wants to be the follow-up. He wants you to already have someone in place, and then he just wants to make sure he'll be there to finish them off.
Right. Definitely. So, I mean, it feels like that is going to be another timing, but even still without that, they've still just got so much damage, and LTW is a hell of a lot of it as well. They're going to be able to go for the right clicks, jump forward, find Snako. Is not going to end up going down here. Top lane is still being pushed in while this pressure is being applied. They're diving so deep for this. Quite in range with the vacuum.
That was really scary. That could have been trouble for him. Oh, never mind.
Really?
Yeah,
okay,
he came back in and he just got linked and bashed.
Oh, and in the meantime, they're going back again. Oh god, if I was Vega, I'd be so upset about this.
Well, they traded the tier 2 top. Oh, Ditchera!
They got him. Again, just this combination, it comes out and they're able to find it. A bash, a couple hits, he goes down. 3-16, Comanche are just completely walking over Vega.
Yeah, they've been forced into full-on rat mode. Oh, I thought maybe they'd have a better chance if they were able to take a couple fights here, but I guess with the way that they're just 5-manning so heavily for Comanche, and they're trying to fight that on the side of Vega just by split pushing and whatnot, but they're not successfully getting away with it this game.
Well, in the meantime,
not getting caught is G.
And he is, you know, obviously a real powerhouse, particularly if he's able to get into that next tier of item after BKB, but he needs the rest of his team to be there to facilitate it. just not seeing that happen as much. Aghanim Scepter going to be on Ursa. Comeback potential, though, from Vega Squadron. What's the way in which they get back into this game? Not that they're completely out of it by any means, but...
There's a couple of good steal opportunities. If he could, like, steal a vacuum, that would be sick. Try and set up something for the Earth Spirit. And Mag, he's doing a scouting job. They have a gem, though.
Oh, God. Oh, this could be bad. Mag, just outside of range of it. They actually get the initiation off onto Misha. Not a bad start to this one. Also onto Kakone. He is not going to be able to get it off. They stole vacuum. Misha's got the Ags, or excuse me, the ulti out, but it's not nearly enough. ILTW, be able to chase that down either. They bought back on Hakone.
That's bad. That's really bad. And they got the gem. I think that's why he bought back.
Damn.
Oh, that's awful. All right, they're in.
Yeah.
He lost 987 gold. Oh.
Wow.
Oh, that is painful. That's a blink dagger. He'd be at like 1,400 if they won that fight, or 1,500 or something.
Potentially, if technically he was getting those kills there, so just a little bit off the mark. Had he, like, they'd stuck together a little bit more in a ball, you maybe end up seeing that go the other way where they pick off Nyx Assassin at the start of the fight, but not the case.
And now they're in here with no detection. Oh, there we go. They sentry drop now. Okay.
They know what's happening, though. Vega Squadron in the area. G is getting ready for this. The initiation is going to come. Ditya Ross and Illusions. Roche almost down. Mag. A nice combo. Oh, Comanche. They turn the vacuum against him. Is it going to be enough? G picks up the Aegis. They got the Roche kill as well, but they have already lost 2. So it is not going to quite be enough. Vacuum wall combo with the Earth Spirit was really, really good. Excuse me, just the vacuum stolen, and G now is going to end up going down. At the end of the day, they just don't have what it takes. They don't have the raw damage. Seneko kicks away Chuvash, but a raise from ILTW makes it work.
Well, to be fair, we said if there was one chance, it was stealing vacuum, and it won them the first fight, but not quite the second one. And G, despite even getting the Aegis too, that's rough. They get the bounty on the Roche too, but still just a little bit too late. It might be 5-20 now, and that's a lot of dire heroes at the top of that chart. It's like so much gold on his Pudge, on his Dark.
They bashed Ditya. Arc got him. Chuvash there to finish it off as well. Back in the mid lane though, they're on to ILTW. There is no way to kill off this Shadow Fiend though.
He might need to blink this game on the Jug. So, I mean, you can't really account for that. But he keeps getting caught and caught and caught trying to do this ratting. And it was pretty evident relatively early on, like I would say before he had the Manta up, just how this game was going to go, or at least before he started buying into this Diffusal Blade. He's having a very rough go over right now.
On this team, time and again, Comanche, they've proven that they're definitely capable of dealing with it, whether it started out in the early stages of them almost knocking Secret out of the TI Open qualifiers, and now proving their worth as well on the big stage with, you know, VP out of the CIS qualifiers. Anybody can make it through. Definitely a team to watch, but Vega Squadron not going to give up easy.
Yeah, they're starting to be like reminiscent of old Power Rangers or something like that. Those old giant killers, those like never count them out of a fight or something like that.
Yeah.
But they still found that one big win. That is one thing about Power Rangers. You know, they would just get these ridiculous... They just take down Na'Vi. They'd win like 7 games in a row. Na'Vi was a powerhouse, and then it's like Power Rangers, they're kryptonite or something.
Chuvash keeps on also, like, hooking his teammates. I don't know why, but...
Efficiency.
There you go. Oh, there's the jump forward onto Arc. Going to be able to bring him down, so that's a pretty big pick off. Omni Slash now as well onto Misha. That's going to be a second kill. Just when you think they're out, and now back over towards the mid, they're going to chase down Chuvash. He is also in trouble. They get the silence, they get the stun. There's the impale. What the hell? Is that a caster's curse? Is that what that is?
I don't know. That's like Vega walking around like they have a gem when they don't. Just a great smoke. The vision, it was fantastic from Comanche, but perhaps just feeling a bit too confident with it. Great time to smoke, great time to push. Feeling a little bit of pressure here, it looks like, on the side of Vega, and it's working. BKB, 8 seconds left. Have Chrysalis as well.
Can't count them out. They dropped the preemptive wall as well, just to... You shall not pass it up.
Really passive play. Just head straight to the shrine.
Yeah. Love to see that. And I mean, the net worth lead, it's been swinging back and forth between these two teams pretty close. If they do end up getting into that next tier of item for TA, I don't know what exactly you're going to do. I feel like that buyback on the Darkseer just completely changed the complexion of this game.
Yeah, it definitely hurt. And the big fight with Roche was almost enough to negate it, but not quite. I can't believe how farm Ditchera is. Like, he keeps dying. We're talking about how much he's dying. And it's not like these aren't early in lane deaths or something. He just got picked off like 4 times in a row on these side lanes and these split pushes, and yet he's still so farm because of this Manta and the fact that Ursa just went down. So, you just do you, man. Keep it up. We'll see if he can survive down here as he starts to build himself a fort in the trees.
Yeah. No scouting right now of this smoke that does, well, have Misha pinging out the way, but feeling that, yeah, it's pinged out exactly where they are. I think, no, that's Shadow Fiend saying that that's the way he wants to go. They can still do this.
Yeah, but they know something's going on. That's why Ditchera's digging so deep in the trees. He doesn't want them to have their smoke pop while they're walking down the lane or something like that.
Still Sioma, maybe going to be the first one that they run into. It looks like they are going to get the courier, but that signals their position. Gearing up for a big fight here. The vision advantage is a little bit into Comanche's favor, I think. Comanche would, or excuse me, into Vega's favor. Comanche would be walking uphill right now. Arc forward. They do end up running into one. Oh, they spot him out over there, but not going to be enough. Sioma is going to get jumped upon. The Omni Slash already down. They've already lost the Darkseer. This is going to end up being terrible. Can ILTW do enough? It doesn't look like it buff for G. They're just going to turn and start bringing him down. They only have lost the Rubik, and now Comanche in a terrible position. They lose the Shadow Fiend as well. Chuvash trying to TP out and away. My goodness, that was so bad.
That was a bit silly. I don't know, kill the courier and still try and walk on them when you know that they're entrenched and waiting for you. Perhaps not expecting the vision to be so nice, but goddamn.
They don't have buybacks, really. They only have it right now on the Shadow Fiend. They were so far ahead in terms of their ability to take fights, and now potentially going to lose racks off of this.
Some of this GTA, I guess, he won't lie down. You start getting this territory where the TA is just like, oh yeah, she's like on top, but she needs to be like further on top. Oh, nice 4-step Snakeo. Double again.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Is going to be able to walk away. But I back on LTW. They're going to throw out a couple stuns. They want to come in immediately. Vacuum. They have a wall already down. G is going to drop. Oh. Maybe. Yes, he does end up going down. Yeah, not going to be able to get brought down. So they force a couple buybacks. They still end up taking 2 lanes of melee barracks.
I think that might be worth it.
Damn.
Might be a secondary kill here as well, though. Yeah, she'll have, is he not even gonna go? I was gonna say you have blink in like 1 second. Really?
Oh,
all right.
Yeah, a little bit of tilt going on. And if there's one thing you can definitely say for this Vega Squadron team, it is full of a lot of very veteran players who not often going to be making a ton of mistakes. And you look at this net worth swing, 10,000 over the course of just about a minute and a half.
Yeah, they were well on their way up before that bottom engagement. And now it's not only just what just happened with that net worth change, it's just the consequences of it. Those melee creeps being reduced so heavily in terms of their gold, their value, and Comanche, even if the Radiant do nothing, as long as they don't die, you're just slowly choking out the dire side. Now just waiting for TA to come back. They'll make their push. 7-second BKB still available. She can buy up a butterfly. It's go time.
This is definitely one of those moments where Comanche are left thinking, where did it all go wrong? Looking so good, but scary moments indeed, and this is where Ursa also can sometimes fall off a bit. This is a hero that's great at bringing down one single target, but now might end up running into Mag here. Blinking out and away. Hone as well. Yeah, and the dire scan, they realized what was coming.
They put themselves at such a massive disadvantage by taking that fight down there. Just doesn't suit what their lineup's doing at all. The whole idea of like this Darkseer, like the god tier high ground defense of Darkseer and Shadow Fiend, and the potentials for like some sort of Requiem play or something. And even a Pudge, like, if you're making that rotation and you reveal yourselves that you're all there, what does Pudge do down here? He doesn't do anything. Can't hook across here. There's creeps in the way. They're all just entrenched. It was just bad all around.
Yeah, really unfortunate situation. And now trying to dig themselves out of this hole, but does look like Vega Squadron ready to go. All of these mobility items. You've got a freaking Ghost Scepter now on Nyx Assassin. Oh, good. Roche is going to be on the menu, it looks like. This is where you got to hold if you're Comanche.
Oh, you know they're going to go for this one.
Oh, Sineko, he's already on it. He knows what's up. Smoke broken. Silence. Blink. Roll. Force stab. Out of there. They know what's coming. Roche down. They pick it up on G. And now what do? You're set up here for this fight, which isn't going to come.
Oh, they stole their Satyr. I mean, there's that at least. Or, sorry, their Kobold.
Thalia.
True victory.
Oh, man. And Vega Squadron, this is where, you know, if you know one thing about them, they're going to end up milking this lead. Doing a good job of maintaining it. So what's the play here?
In the base right now, first off. It's not good.
What's the play for Comanche here? Is it you just got to hold high ground? Is it the big vacuum wall combo with the stomp? Or how are you feeling this plays out?
I mean, that's got to be it, right? You got to be hoping you can somehow kill them all except TA. Just try and disable her, but they don't have the best long-term disables besides the Pudge Hook. Or maybe she'll get caught in a double cask or something like that, but I can't expend too many resources on her. Or that coming back up from the Aegis, she's going to annihilate them.
I guess the other thing here, too, is we don't have that same Shadow Fiend Blink Dagger that we saw in game number 1, where you could go for like a vacuum stomp into then Requiem on top of everybody. Can still move into the area. It just might be a little bit tougher.
Yeah, they do have that gem on Meg, so risky business indeed.
Vega, no hurry. They're very comfortable with the pace of this game now. Is there a second time where this turns back around, though, and the lineup of Comanche are in a better position and they can actually take these fights, or is it pretty much always going to be Vega favored here?
No, they just... Vega certainly controlled their own destiny, I would say. I don't see how Comanche could do something that would undermine the like, what could Vega possibly do to throw this away besides like ridiculousness? Being totally alone on TA, maybe if she gets caught out by herself or something, and then they can actually just burn the Aegis would be one way to start.
Okay.
But I mean, everyone's kind of close knit to each other right now. Should be okay. It comes down to Vega offering up the opportunity for this vacuum or for a good hook. Those kind of moments. Whatever changes this game, it's gonna have to be near their base, and there it is. The Earth Spirit Aghanim's, the disgustingness itself.
Wow. Yeah. So even if you do manage to get like a hook in, the not something that people talk about a ton anymore, but the range on Geomagnetic Grip. Look at this thing. It's crazy. Remnant pull speed is 100 as well, so hero pull speed only at 600. You are going to be able to pull somebody back from a hook most likely, particularly with that Blink Dagger that you've got on Sineko.
Yeah, it's also like a 3-second scythe too, because he has a Blink Dagger, so although it's ridiculously short range, for 3 full seconds he can just remove arc from the game, essentially. He can just like stand there and just cast on the enemy, and then try and take advantage of those kind of moments.
All right, well, there we go. Creeps are here. Do have Sioma in the area as well, but it's Style Illusions going in, and
time for this game to come to a head, Lyrical. 2 minutes left on this Aegis. Let's go.
I ain't even gonna do it. Oh, they.
Oh,
that
they're
is.
Gonna do it.
Look at that. What is that ward? They actually can see with that. Guys, try it in your pubs. That's the spot right there. Oh my God.
Sneaky. It's a good one.
Arc jumped in upon, they got him, kicked back out, roll in with them. Ursa, where are you going, buddy? They are going to actually end up hooking back in. Ditya Rock gonna be able to control him. They do a buyback immediately there for the Ursa. Omni Slash down as well. ILTW trying to go for the Requiem. It's pretty good. The vacuum, no! They steal it, they turn it back against him. G trying to run out. They pull back in Sineko again. It's not as bad as it could have gone. Pudge has blinked back up, and again, 4 seconds. Maybe can chase down this TA. Do they have vision? Oh, they're not going to go for it. Too scary.
1 minute left on the Aegis. There is time to find a quick pick here. If anyone's left alone, and it's going to be Chubash.
Oh, God. Yeah, there it is. That's really... That is a hero that they needed. Does have buyback, as well as Darkseer.
Yeah, it did cost Ark's buyback for this engagement, too, though. Which means no BKB for him. Not going to happen. Now, they really want to burn this Aegis. We got a little bit left here, about 30 seconds.
Okay. And we'll see if they can make it work. Jumps on top of G. They pop the Aghanim's immediately. There's going to be the vacuum back. No follow-up as of yet. Sioma taking a lot of damage. It's going to end up dying. Chubash caught onto G. Is he going to end up getting through the Aegis? It does not expire. Still, they should be able to take this one pretty effectively. And Impale comes out. Connects on a 3. Oh, it is really good. And Arc is going to die. The vacuum wall. Is it enough? ILTW getting hit. Trying to bring down Dichiara. Healing up through it as well. They are not going to be able to get the hook to control him. But they do get the triple for ILTW.
Well, they got G. Very nicely done. And they brought down Arc once more, but certainly a happy moment for the Dire here. 1,305 gold to our Shadow Fiend. Pumped out a lot of damage that fight, and TA did all she could, almost 7,000, but G, even in the second life, couldn't solo carry this fight, even with that that butterfly, too.
Yeah, the Impale was good, and it felt like maybe that was a moment where she could have, like, refractioned up and then blinked out, but didn't end up working that way, so... Well, the end result is still... Vega is pretty freaking far ahead. 15,000 net worth, right around 5,000 experience. But signs of life for Comanche.
Yeah, we are also to the point, though, where there's not going to be any BKBs on the Dire side of anyone of any consequence. I suppose could argue the Darkseer is going to be pretty necessary in these fights, but they don't have to burn any for the Radiant side, so... Could also just see them buy out as well. Like, if they get to any of these bigger items, not really much point holding buyback for the majority of Vega.
No.
Dichira's holding on to quite a bit of cash here. Just helm for something better if you wanted.
I feel like Basher might be the answer. They need some way to deal with the Shadow Fiend who can just, you know, pop his ulti in the middle of a fight. By the way, he's about to pick up a butterfly, and that might be the proper way to go with that. Not going to have buyback, but...
Yeah, I think that's fine. No one else has it anyway. You have a BKB with 7 seconds left on it. Go that way, and then speaking of BKB, he's gonna have to get one on the Darkseer. The power of Nyx versus Darkseer, it's too much. It always gets in the way of your combination. And abuse Iron Shells too much as well. So
ooh, nice hook. Able to catch there onto the Nyx Assassin Mag. Chase down, they get the vacuum back. Well played, and now that should be the death of Mag. So, pretty nice pickup there for them. Misha gets the kill. Going to be his 4-step if he wants it, but maybe better just to stay for buyback himself. I don't know.
Oh, they're not letting this one go. It's a very uphill battle.
There's still 2 lanes already gone, so they're up against it.
Would we have it any other way? The final game of the CIS Qualifiers?
Oh, of course not. How could we?
Coming down to this. Can keep on throwing out these Ion Shell into the creeps, just trying to pressure this out, and maybe eventually they can make a smoke play or something, but it's very slow going at this point. That TA, though. Look at that net worth. And MKB going to be up soon as well. To mention the refraction charges after this, I'm assuming.
That is a fast Roche. It's like instantaneous.
Yeah,
this
really
is the
good.
clock ending. Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Instant Roche timer. Yeah. And they are not going to expect this. Oh, this is actually really good luck for Vega here. Maybe, just maybe, Comanche can find something, but it doesn't look like they're going to even expect it. So, oh, God, that hurts.
Oh, well, I mean, they're pretty much destined to get it anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one of the fastest ones I've ever seen. There wasn't even like a marker. Couldn't even see the clock appear for the actual Roche timer itself. So here we go, smoked up coming in. No, they are very aggressive right now.
Going in, they're able to pull back in one. That is the Shadow Fiend. BKB popped in the Shadow Blade, and meanwhile, Sioma almost ends up going down there. Arc in the middle of no man's land. The Requiem of Souls comes out. They do manage to bring down that Ursa. No buyback, 80 seconds. That, the nail in the coffin. see. Certainly feeling like it.
That Earth Spirit Aghanims. Sneko just using it to the maximum effectiveness. He just forces a BKB. There's no choice. The Shadow Fiend has to go for that. And now they're high ground with virtually no defense.
Oh.
Wow, teacher.
All right, they got him, but there's the silence. Going to be able to turn this back around. Hakon pops his BKB, looking for the vacuum wall. Is going to get it on to 3. That's pretty nice. The Witch Doctor ultimate down as well. Misha in the midst of this doing whatever the heck he wants. He did steal back wall and turn it against them. There's the Ghost Scepter turnaround. Chuvash, they eat the cheese, still in some trouble. No mana for ulti right now on Chuvash, so they can't do it. Fusel Blade coming into play. So they hold barracks, but not the tier 3.
I'm surprised. G popping the BKB maybe a little bit early there.
For that hook.
Trying to figure out whose wall is whose.
Do they have a gemmer? Oh my god, they pull back in G. Trying to bring him down. They have the, well, dismember as well. Is it going to be enough? He's almost dead. They do buff the agents, but that is all for the moment. Now the chase continues. Misha down, buyback for the Darkseer. No wall this time. Shadow Fiend.
That's Megas.
On the other side over there, and yeah, this is really tough. They 3-shot Hakon. That is a Darkseer. It is not going to work. Vega Squadron, they end up taking it. After being down pretty significantly, they're able to pull it back in, and they are going to move on into the playoffs.
Yeah, you got to look back to that one smoke down bottom, the reveal on the courier, and then still decide to go for it. Maybe thinking they'd all left, thinking you were just going to push the lane.
Not getting the best information up ahead of them, and Vega, they made a bit of a bold choice considering they were down a decent amount at that time. And didn't ever pay off. Just held their ground, put down some good ward sentries. Great support play all game from Sneko, honestly, and Sioma too. They really did help carry this one. It's some good games today, and excited to watch more Comanche too. I think it is good that we're having these kind of regional qualifiers and stuff, and they're getting a chance to shine because they did look really good. A couple different strategies today. The TV as well, pretty crazy. You're getting your first band up against you. Impressive.